Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Continue with the BJCP style guidelines. Run style 31B alternative sugar beer, which the BJCP describes as an alternative fermentables beer, is a standard beer, classic style or not, with additional fermentable sugars. For example, honey, brown sugar, invert sugar, molasses, treacle, maple syrup, sorghum added. Overall impression: a harmonious marriage of sugar and beer, but still recognizable as a beer. The sugar character should both be evident but in balance with the beer, not so forward as to suggest an artificial product. Kind of reminds me of the funky fermentables category the Ruck used to do for the homebrew competition. Let's check the comments here. Very, very similar to the alternative grain beer. It says, if the additional fermentables do not add a distinguishable character to the beer, enter it in the base style category. A honey-based beer should not have so much honey that it reads more like a mead with beer, which is a braggot, than a honey beer. The style should not be used for styles where the alternative sugar is fundamental to the style definition, or where a small amount of neutral flavored sugar is used simply to increase gravity, increase attenuation, or lighten flavor of body. Those beers should be entered in normal base style. I don't know how I'm reading that. So vitals can vary depending on the base style, and this is really interesting. The commercial examples, which is of course why I picked this one up, is Bell's Hopslam is the first one on there. Let's just jump right in with the aroma. Kind of smells like a stone beer or Ballast Point, something West Coast San Diego style. So I get a lot of obviously citrus, especially like orange or tangerine. Not so much grapefruit. Maybe some pineapple or peach, mango. Just like the whole cornucopia of those West Coast IPAs. Aromatics. I'm not sure I would say that it smells like honey or that it smells sugary or anything. I mean, the hops are definitely the dominant thing here. So, as far as the actual base malt, I mean, just kind of a pale caramel malt. I wouldn't describe it as toasty or anything like that. Doesn't really stand out. I mean, the hops are just front and center here, and it's 10% alcohol. I do not smell any alcohol either. That's pretty nice. So, what should the specs be for an alternative sugar beer as far as aroma? Same as the base beer, except that some additional fermentables, honey, molasses, etc., may add an aroma component. That's interesting because it says may add an aroma, not it will. Whatever additional aroma component is present should be in balance with the beer components and be a pleasant combination. So, as a double IPA, it smells great. As a sugar beer, it doesn't really have much of anything. Yeah, I think 9 out of 12 is fair. Appearance, well, I mean double IPA, so. Kind of a copper color, maybe amber, somewhere between amber and copper. 7 to 9 SRM. It's a little hazy. That's fine because it's dry hopped. As you can see, there's a nice lacing on there already because this is like my 20th take of this video. Yeah, so a good looking beer as far as a double IPA goes. Check the specs on appearance. Same as a base beer, although some sugars will bring additional colors. Well, it's definitely not doing that on here, but it's fine. Full 3 out of 3 on appearance. Flavor. Here's the best part. Cheers. Nice. I said with the aroma, it reminds me of a San Diego, Ballast Point or Stone or one of those types of beers. As far as the flavor goes, it's very, very similar. So getting a lot of hops here, and just same thing with the nose. Tangerine, orange, maybe not ruby red grapefruit, maybe like just regular, I don't know, white grapefruit, is that what it's called? Maybe a little bit of pineapple and just kind of whole, fruit cocktail kind of thing going there. Melt the cherry. The malt presence is really interesting because it's like this thick, kind of sticky chewiness. So I would not say it tastes like honey, but it's sweeter than most double IPAs. The bitterness on this is pretty intense. I'd probably say it's like in the 80s, 90s, something like that. Kind of reminds me of like a Dogfish 120, but scaled back quite a bit. As far as like the alternative sugar in here, like the honey, to me it's really not doing much. I think it's more there for like body and just to like boost the gravity up. It's 10% ABV, pretty big beer. So the alcohol is definitely a component of the palate here. So that honey, as far as like the alcohol is, it's actually kind of a neutral taste. It's not like vanilla, like you would get like in a really like a big imperial stout or something like that. So it's kind of neutral, like vodka, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it's a really good tasting. It's definitely 2 spec as far as double IPA goes. But is it like special? Not really. And I mean, let's see how it goes as far as the sugar beer spec. So let's check this out. Flavor. Same as base beer, except that some additional fermentables, honey, molasses, etc., may add a flavor component. Again, they say may, not will. Whatever additional flavor component is present should be in balance with the beer components and be a pleasant combination. Added sugars should not have a raw, unfermented flavor. I agree with that. It's not, yeah, there's no unfermented raw honey here. Some added sugars will have unfermentable elements that provide a fuller finish. Fully fermentable sugars may thin out the finish. So how to rate this as far as flavor? I mean, as far as like, if it was a double IPA, this would be a 17. Since they're calling it a sugar beer, I'm not getting any honey or sugar or anything on it. I'm going to say, I mean, I could go really low and penalize it, but they say it may add, but not necessarily that it has to. So I'm just going to penalize it 1 point, and I'll go 16. I mean, I only penalize it 1 point on the aroma, so I'll penalize it 1 point on the flavor. So yeah, 16 out of 20. Mouthfeel, pretty full mouthfeel, probably medium full, about moderate carbonation, very smooth. And I'm drinking this actually fairly warm, and there's really not any like alcohol standing out. It's not burning or even really all that warm or anything. So yeah, very smooth, very drinkable. 10% ABV. You think this would be a sipper, but I can actually drink this right down, no problem. I don't think I'd have more than one of these though. Yeah, so nice drinkability on this. Let's check specs on mouthfeel. Whoops, lost my place. Mouthfeel, same as the base beer, although depending on the type of sugar added, could increase or decrease the body. It's about the same. Let's check. Let's check the specs while we're here. Mouthfeel on double IPA, medium light to medium body with a smooth texture, medium to medium high carbonation, no harsh hop derived astringency, restrained, smooth alcohol, warming acceptable. That totally describes this beer to a T. So yeah, as far as mouthfeel, it's right there. I'm gonna be really generous and go the full 5 out of 5 on mouthfeel here. Overall impression, I could go 8 or 9. If I go 8, that's a 41. We're in the same position as yesterday's beer. I mean, to me, this really isn't outstanding or standing out, I should say, as an alternative sugar beer. To me, it's just any other double IPA. So it seems wrong to put it as a 9, So I'm going to say 8, and let's drop the flavor down to a 15. To give it an even 40 out of 50. I mean, which is still really good, but, to me, it's nothing really special. But, BJCP calls this a special sugar beer, so that's how I'm going to score it. So 40 out of 50 for the Hopslam Ale. And I think it's like, as a double IPA, this is also a 40 out of 50, maybe even a little bit lower than that. It's, as far as, well, we can talk about that another time. I've already reviewed this twice, so check out my previous reviews from 2010 and 2014 if you want to see those. So I'm going very long. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.